Under the chapter of communication and network concept, today we are going to discuss about the network device called router. These are the topic. Today we are going to discuss first four. Router. It is a network device that forwards the data packets between the computer networks. Here, one or more packed switches network or a subnetworks can be connected using a router. This router have two main primary function. First one is it can manages the traffic between the network by forwarding the data packets to their intended IP address, and it allow the multiple devices to use the same network connections. This router can either be a physical or a virtual internetworking device which is used to, that is designed to receive, analyze and forward the data packets between the network. That is, by using its designated IP address of the given data packet, it uses its header and forwarding table to decide the best path for transfer the data to the designation. Here, some of the most popular companies that develop the routers are Cisco, 3Com, HP, Juniper, D-Link and Nortel. This is a diagrammatic representation of how the router connecting the two different networks is. Here, some of the few important points about the router is, this router can be used in both LAN and WAN environment, that is both local area and then wide area purpose. For example, it can be used within an office connectivity, and we also establish the distinct network connection, that is between the two states or the two countries. And it shares the information with one router in an other router in a networking. It uses a routing protocol to transfer the data across the network. That is, what is routing protocol we can see later. And most important thing is, it is more expansive than other networking devices like switch, hub and repeater, bridge, etc. Here, the router will work on the third layer of OSI model, that is in the network layer. With the help of their IP address, they are used to transferring the data sets, and it uses an protocol called ICMP protocol, that is Internet Control Message Protocol, for communicating between the two or more networks. Hence, it is known as an intelligent device because it calculates the best route to pass the network packet from source to destination automatically based upon their IP addresses. There we can see it is either a physical or virtual internetworking router. Here, this virtual interneting router will work on the software function. This framework the platform same as a physical router. Hence, in this virtual router, it increases the reliability of the network, and also it runs on the commodity services by packed along with other network functions like load balancing, firewall packet filtering, and used in wide area network optimization capabilities. Why we are using the router? Because it is more capable than compared to other network devices like switch or hub, etc. Because here the switch has a basic networking function for forwarding the data between the devices, but it can't able to analyze and change anything while transferring the data. But this router has a capability to analyze and modify the data while transferring in over the network, and it can be sent to the other networks. For example, router allow the sharing the single network connection between the multiple devices. This diagram shows the home internet connectivity, that is how the router is connected with the network devices, and also how the wireless router is also connected. Here, one simple example is, for example, if I want to search www.google.com, that is here the web browser we want to show, then what will be happen means, this will be a request that sent from our Google server to the server that web pages. Now this request, which is nothing a bit of streams, but do not go to the Google server straightly. Here they go through the series of network devices known as router. Here this router can packets and forward them to the correct path, hence they reach the destination server. Therefore, this router have the several interfaces by which can connect to the several host system. How does the router works? First, the router can analyze the designated IP address of the given packet header and compare it with the routing table to decide the packet next path. This routing table can provide the direction to transfer the data to the particular network destination. This routing table will have a set of rules that it computes the best path to forward the data to the given IP address. Here, finally, this router uses the modem such as cable, fiber or DSL modem to allow to communicating between the other networking devices. Here, this router have a several ports that can connect the different devices to the internet at the same time. It uses a routing table to determine where to send data from where the traffic is coming from. Here, this is a diagram that shows how the router using the modem to connect the internet connectivity between the devices for communication. This routing table will always show the default path that defined by the router. This may fail to find the best way to forward the data of the given packet sometimes. So there are two types of table the router has, that is static or dynamic. Static routing table will always configured manually, but this dynamic routing table will update automatically by the dynamic router based upon their network activity. Some of the best features of routers are, that is, this router can be used in the third layer of the network layer of OSI model, and it has the ability to communicate with the adjacent network device with the help of their IP address and the subnets. Hence, this router will provide the high-speed internet connectivity with the different types of ports in gigabytes, fast Ethernet and STMP link protocol, and it allows the user to configure the port as per the requirement in the internet. The main components are central processing unit, flash memory, RAM, non-volatile RAM, console, network interface card, and this router has capable of routing the traffic in the large networking system by considering their sub-networks intact network. This router will filter out the unwanted interfaces as well as it carry out the data encapsulation and decapsulation process. This router will always work on the master and slave mode, and it allows the user to connect the several LAN and WAN. And the most important thing is the router creates the various paths to forward the data cells.